Hey everyone, we are back and we are listening to a different artist today from a different region that we are not used to. This one is a Turkish one called Evdeki Saat, and we were introduced to them by Coke Studio Global.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Coke, we heard one of their songs. So they did a couple of songs with Coke Studio Global, One Love, and the other one I'm completely
System.
forgetting the name.
System. Yeah.
System is a track that Idikisa did on his own, and then Coke Studio adopted it.
Mm-hmm.
Today we are listening to one of their tracks called Uzunlar. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, but yeah, that's how I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I love this artist? I don't know. I have no idea. For some reason I just love this artist. So we are gonna talk. We're gonna talk about it. Should we?
Yep. Let's begin.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. From the get-go, the beats.
It feels like Arabic sound, but it is done wonderfully.
It's very modern. Whatever is done, it feels very modern.
Hislerim yok bütün. Ne bir sevinç ne bir hüzün. Gitgide iki yüzüm birbirine bulaşıyor. Bana bir bak yüz beşerim.
The electronic
Dedi
bass, I
hayat,
just love it.
yüzleşelim. Peki tamam
I know what
yüzleşelim
you're
desem
thinking.
ne kadarı ulaşıyor. Uykusunda her biri yorma sakın kendini anlatıp derdimizi onlara. Sen ben birkaç kişi bırakmışız bütün işi vurmuşuz kendimizi yollara. Uzunlar yanıyor arabamızda bu ışık hepimize fazla. Geceyi böler. Bilmem ne olabilir aramızda. Bu ışık ikimize fazla. Arayı bozar. Uzunlar yanıyor arabamızda. Bu ışık hepimize fazla. Geceyi böler. Bilmem ne olabilir
Talks about going on a journey.
bu ışık ikimize fazla arayı bozar.
This hypnotic. I love this part.
İnceden nefesinin dokunuşu ederini bilmeden hevesimin yok oluşu. Hadi bugün pisleşelim dedi hayat yozlaşalım. Peki tamam uzlaşalım desem ne kadarı ulaşıyor. Uykusunda her biri yorma sakın kendini anlatıp derdimizi onlara. Sen ben birkaç kişi bırakmışız bütün işi vurmuşuz kendimizi yollara. Uzunlar yanıyor arabamızda bu ışık hepimize fazla.
I have a
Okay.
question. I have a question
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why did you pick V2? I I mean, you sent me this track.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I fell in love with it. But then I was just going to my doctor this evening, and I put V1. I thought that it is
Yeah.
probably a
Yeah.
slightly different track.
Yeah. Yeah.
I put V1 on my headphone, and I was thinking, wow, why didn't we choose V1? Because I instantly fell in love with V1. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So there are slight differences between V1 and V2. I think the V2 highlights the bass more. It's done with octopad
Hmm.
or synths, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever instrument is used, it highlights it more. And the beat, um, it's the factor, the element of movability with this track was more,
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
right?
That I agree with. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I enjoy it more. So I enjoy electronic music a lot,
Mm.
especially especially when it's bassy, when it's warm.
Mm.
Also, I enjoy Eastern instruments a lot. And this particular track, the instrumentals, the arrangement was such that it had a flavor of Eastern music with turned modified to be
Modified.
very very modern. So
Mm.
I enjoy that. I enjoy it a lot. But along with that, I enjoy a lot of other things. But you go first then, because yeah, that was. I'm
So,
curious to hear from you.
so I wasn't that pulled by his music when I listened to System. I liked that song, but I felt that is not the song that I would play that often or listen to that often. But I when I listened to V1 of this particular track, I instantly fell in love with that version of Evdeki Saat, especially because of his voice. I wasn't that enchanted by his voice, but in V1, I felt that he has extremely intoxicating voice. Extremely
Intoxicating. Absolutely.
it felt like drug to me, honestly. I was on the commute and I was not thinking about the surrounding at all. I was just sighing, moving, closing my eyes, doing whatever I could, listening
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that particular version because it was so beautiful. And I'm certain that I'm going to listen to his music a lot more. I always appreciated um, the genius behind his compositions. So he has very subtle approach to music, I feel,
Yeah.
but it is something that keeps bugging your brain somehow. So the melody, whatever, or the subtle use of instruments in the
Exactly.
background.
Exactly. So I also find it very hard to put into words.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I would like to listen to V1 someday again together so I could pinpoint on the
Mhm.
areas which I love the most. Here, what I felt, I also, I'm not that much of a fan of an electronic instrument, but I have started to appreciate electronic music more now. And I loved the point that you mentioned, I love the use of Eastern melody. It was an Eastern melody, as I said. It felt Arabic to me. Maybe it is originated
Turkish.
from or
So some
Turkish.
Turkish,
Yeah,
very Turkish. Yeah.
could be Turkish, Persian, or Arabic, or whatever it is. It is from Eastern region, and the way it has been used is done beautifully. It is done in three parts throughout the track, and every time I'm looking forward to that particular part
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it has been it has that how should I put it, that reverbing effect. I don't know, I felt it.
It's a hypnotic, the psychedelic.
Absolutely.
It does something. So I with his music, the one thing that I noticed that okay, and completely jest, but he is a trickster. and he uses some tricks in music.
Mhm.
Okay, I mean, I don't have better words to put it, but there are some, some patterns that he
Mm.
employs that s- touches some elements. So
Mm.
I would notice that he would use a an element where he's singing and he would uh, suddenly hit a lower note, which pulls you in. He's singing and suddenly he would hit a high note
Mm.
that pulls you in, that wakes you up, that gives you a shake, what's happening, and also those transitions are somehow very very appealing. Has always been, at least to me,
Mhm.
always been appealing to me, and all those transitional elements in his vocals he employs in pretty much every track,
Mhm.
in one form or another, and that's why I think I got hooked, along with his voice, his intoxicating voice. Oh my god, I and I have heard, I don't know, there's a playlist of
I
6 to 8 tracks. Of course, I've shared it.
Mm.
There's a playlist of 6 to 8 tracks, which I repeat often. And every single track, I mean, his voice, all those tricks that he uses, all those elements that he uses, but also pretty much all of those tracks have a very unique setting in terms of
Mm.
arrangement,
Mm. Mhm.
and that's something that I appreciate as well. That his genius, the arrangement, that
Yeah.
the freshness that it brings with each of each new track. So yeah, along with the messaging, the lyrics, beautiful lyrics,
Absolutely.
fun lyrics,
Absolutely.
very enticing lyrics.
Mm.
So, for
Yeah.
example, in this particular track, the artist is talking about. Of course, I am translating, and then things will
Mm.
get lost in translation. But artist is talking about that they have tried to adopt their life
Mm.
based on what life demands. So
Mm.
for example, the way he says that I was angular, and then I changed myself to be straight,
Mm. Mm.
as a metaphor, right?
Mm.
To or conforming or
Mm.
smoothing out their edges for
Mm.
the life, right? This the constant negotiation with
Yeah.
life for happiness and peace. There are
Absolutely.
references for people are sleeping, but we are on our way on the road.
Mm.
Maybe meaning that they are on a journey that not a lot of people partake. A risky journey, right? So the headlights, the high beams of the car, which are very intense,
Mm.
very disruptive.
Mm.
There are a lot of references and a lot of
Many
analogies.
metaphors and analogies throughout.
Yeah, which basically reflects the desire. To me, how I interpret it is that the desire for individuality
Mm. Mm.
of a person, versus the pressure to conform.
True. Yeah.
This
Absolutely.
this constant struggle, the constant negotiation between finding your own individuality
Mm.
in a crowd versus the peer pressure to conform to your surrounding. Also the highs and lows and the impact on their personal and relationships, personal life and relationships and all that. This was, of course, paraphrased,
Mm. Mm.
but the lyrics, it's themselves, even the English translation of the
Yeah.
lyrics
True.
are beautiful.
True.
And when you have that context in your mind, and then you listen to the song, you
It hits
appreciate that.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was actually able to, if I'm being true, I wasn't able to completely understand the lyrics when I Google translated it, but when I watched the video of V1, the last scene was an eye opener for me. So it pretty much gave the message what they were trying to convey, and it was beautifully done. I really appreciate the video as well. I don't want to talk about the video, but the last scene actually gave
I
the
haven't watched the
entire
video.
You should. You should. It's a very simple.
So I've
Very
listened to
simple
V1 a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't really go into videos unless I have to. Um, Yeah.
But
I
you
will
would
watch that.
appreciate the video because it is very beautifully, subtly done. Very simple video, nothing too abstract or too complex. But the last scene actually tells you what the song is trying to convey. The message itself is revealed in the end. It shows the struggle against the external forces, the societal pressure, the expectations,
Mm.
maybe the internal conflict of the people pursuing their own desires, as you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
It's given in that particular video, and I love the video, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah, someday we will come back to it. There's a whole playlist, and I think we will be listening to quite some of their songs, especially I mean, one of them is Mukammal or
Mhm.
Mukammal, the way we
Mhm,
say it,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That's something that is next on my list to listen with you and all of you who are listening with us. Yeah.
We will definitely. He is an interesting artist and a great find for us. We didn't know about him, but Coke Studio Global, as Haris said, introduced this artist to us, which is very refreshing sound. I absolutely loved it, and we all, I think, you, Haris, I needless to say, he just loved this artist. So we will be listening to quite a lot of music from them. So thank you so much for listening with us. I hope you enjoy other form of musics from different regions as well, and let us know what you make up of this song. And yeah, we'll catch up on the next one then. Until then, bye bye.
Bye bye.